Retirees can begin claiming Social Security starting at age 62, but both the Democratic and Republican lawmakers have proposed a new plan that would change everything. If this bill is signed into law, many beneficiaries will see their benefits affected significantly. Now, Social Security is a complex program. It gives a lot of people stimulus cash, but people who work their entire lives to earn benefits, which can be key supplements, are kind of trying to learn the basics of how the program works so they can claim as much as possible. What I mean by this is that a key part of the program that can impact benefits is deciding when to claim them, and retirees can do so as soon as the age 62. But they might want to start and wait until at least 70 years old. The total benefit you're entitled to is what's called Social Security, and retirees can do so at age 62. When retirees claim their full benefit amount, everybody, the total benefit you're entitled to is what's called for retirement age. And it's 67 for those born for 1960, and it's called your primary insurance amount. Retirees get penalized for claiming benefits before the full retirement age and rewarded for delaying benefits beyond that up until 70 years old. When retirees claim their full retirement age before their retirement age, their monthly amount is actually reduced by 5.9% for every single month. And if retirees take their benefits more than 36 months early, then their benefits are reduced by an additional 12th of 1% per month. On the other hand, everybody, for each month retirees delay claiming after a full retirement age, their benefits are increased by 2/3 of 1%, up until 70, after which there is no more incentive to wait. Because according to experts, the earlier a retiree takes benefits, the bigger the penalty. Claiming at age 62 decreases them by a whopping 30%, where delaying until 70 increases them by 24%. And if you take benefits early, it can be difficult to revise your decision. And in fact, according to experts, there's only 2 years this can happen. If you've been receiving benefits for less than a year, you can still withdraw your application, or once you reach full retirement age, you can pause your benefits and earn delayed retirement until you are 70. Just because you can doesn't mean you should get your Social Security benefits early. Deciding on what age you should claim the benefits depends on the state of your health and finances. Experts have said that if you have a lot of health issues at 62 and are struggling to afford health-related expenses, then claiming early might be a good move. It's crucial to understand how claiming Social Security at different ages can affect your total benefits. Otherwise, you might end up missing out on benefits that you're entitled to and need. Lawmakers in the Senate have been pushing to raise the full retirement age, but some say this would only negatively affect finances for recipients. Because Joe Biden again touted the success of Bidenomics and got a lift this week. He actually reported the economy grew 2% in the first quarter as a jump from the previous estimate. But the GDP numbers was revised from the previous estimate of 1.3%, land as Biden and other top administration officials are fanning out across the country. So while strong labor markets have held and led to higher wages and historically low unemployment, the Federal Reserve's more than year-long battle against stubbornly high inflation have clouded the public's perception of Biden's stewardship of the economy. The AP roll actually released that just 34% of the U.S. adults approved of Biden's leadership, and now still disposable income and household savings expanded during the first quarter. So while 2% growth is less than spectacular, the U.S. is doing better.
All right, now we're moving on to S1664, the Healthy Families Act. There is no manager's amendment. Are there any members who wish to speak or offer an amendment to S1664?
Cassidy, number 2. Cassidy, number 2.
Senator Cassidy?
Yeah, so this would create exemptions for seasonal employees as covered individuals under the paid leave mandate in the Healthy Families Act. It's common for retailers and businesses to increase staffing to accommodate seasonal increase in business. The exemption for seasonal employees is specifically stated in state mandates passed by Maine, Rhode Island, and Nevada. And mandating a paid leave program for seasonal employees will force businesses to choose between hiring the necessary workers or risk closing during the busiest time of the year. Seasonal businesses are more likely to experience difficulty in predicting consumer demand and adjusting workforce, as each seasonal employer is less likely to have the capacity to manage the added complexities that come with a highly bureaucratic mandate. This amendment would give the flexibility to the small business that increase their staff during the busiest seasons, such as end of year, holidays, or summer, especially given that predicting the labor force needs is a challenge for seasonal employers. I ask my colleagues to support.
I oppose Senator Cassidy.
Where the applicants will receive as much as $1,000, and that's because legislators and the governor, Ned Lamont, allocated just $30 million for the program. He said that Connecticut's essential workers have gone above and beyond during the crisis to keep the state running and safe. The new premium pay program is another way for us to return the favor, for these funds are truly meaningful. Every essential worker needs to know that they're available. To be eligible, an applicant must have worked between March 10th and May 7th of 2022 in one of these occupations that the state has listed. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel. Eligible applicants must earn at least. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel, food and agricultural workers, grocery store staff, and public transit workers. Applicants must earn less than $150,000 per year and cannot be employed by a federal or state entity. Full-time workers who earn less than $100,000 can apply for a $1,000 grant. Those earning more than $100,000 but less than $150,000 are eligible for grants on a sliding scale, ranging as low as $200. Part-timers working less than 30 hours a week can apply for a $500 grant. The application period will run until October 1st, and the goal is to process requests within a 60-day window. And for the company of Lowe's, the CEO said that in recognition of high inflation, we're providing $55 million in bonuses to our hourly frontline associates this quarter. And though there has been a slight decrease in gas and travel costs, recently the impacts of inflation are still affecting Americans, making it tougher for families to afford groceries and other essential goods. Microsoft, ExxonMobil, Walmart, USA have also offered bonuses, pay raises, and even gift cards to employees. But still, many of the nation's employers are still not paying their workers a living wage. The company website states that Lowe's employs around 300,000 associates, but it is not specified how much money each worker will receive and over what time period.
Between the White House and administration and Democrats up on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, both the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and the Senate Republican leader, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, were on CNBC, and they explained really the fundamental philosophical dilemma here, which is all about how much is the U.S. government going to spend. Here's what they said.
Back on its feet and get the country in a place where it can sustain itself until we get a vaccine.
Now, Melissa, lawmakers had talked about an idea of having a deal by Friday morning. It looks like there's not a whole lot of time to pull something that big together by that timeline. But one of the questions about this meeting on Capitol Hill that's going on now is, can they at least agree to that price tag? Can they come up with a figure? Republicans have been around $1 trillion.